Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name's Farah Halabi and I'm a professional Muslim life coach, and I'd like to ask you, what do you do when people in your life, those who you are close to, those who you love, those who have a direct effect on how you live your life, people in your home, close friends, how do you cope, how do you manage, what do you do when they mess up, when they have made a mistake, but when they mess up, when they do something wrong and you get hurt and all you can see is the pain that they've caused you, the pain, the embarrassment, sometimes it might even be shame, it might even be the sense of, how could you do this to me? What will people say? Don't you know how much I've done for you? Don't you realise how much I've sacrificed for you? You've really let me down. You've let the family down. This person or people even have done something that in that moment is too much to bear almost. And the more you think about it, the bigger the bigger the effects of that mess up are being thought of. What will people say? How am I going to show my face? Why did you do this to me? After everything I've done for you, I would never do this to you. I would never treat you that way. You've really, really hurt me. You've broken my heart. And the more that you think about the hurt, the more that you think about the way in which this person or people have messed up or have done something wrong, it now isn't what they've done that has become the issue. It's how you feel about it. And the more you think about it in that moment, in all of the ways that come to mind, all of the ways that it affects you, all the ways in which it personally means something to you, like they have committed this act, they've behaved in such a way, they have done something not in and of themselves, but almost as a direct affront to you. They've done it to you. And when you take that on board to mean something about you, then you are going to go to your hurt, your pain, your upset, your frustration, your disbelief, your feelings. And now what's been lost sight of is them and what they've, the reasons or what they're going through. And the bigger that story gets in your mind, the bigger a consequence has to be, the bigger the consequence has to be. Because if they've made you feel like this, at that point, you can't just let them get away with it. There has got to be a consequence, whether it's in the way that you behave back to them, or a consequence of their behaviour, either taking something away, withdrawing, or, whatever it is. But if you are withdrawing you from them, and by that I mean how you would usually behave around them. If you're withdrawing your kindness, your easygoing nature, the way in which you usually behave around them, and you withdraw that because they don't deserve you then. If they've gone out and they've done something, or they've behaved in such a way, or they've said something, or they have committed this heinous mistake or crime even, it feels like it has been done directly to you. And to justify or quantify even your level of feeling, the response or the consequence, the punishment, the you know, how you then behave has to be fitting or befitting of the level of frustration, feeling, hurt, anger that you are feeling. And when we get into that state, we have lost sight completely of whatever it was that was done, why, what's going on for the other person. We've gone completely to an emotional state, and from that state, we can't connect, or we can't see the connection. We definitely can't lead. We can't be a person in control, because right now it's our feelings that are, you know, that seem to be leading us. In that moment, it's like, well, I don't have any other response to give. It's not my fault. I feel so hurt. And if I feel hurt, then I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to, you know, you might go on the attack. You might not just retreat. You might go the other way. But whatever it is your feeling, or the way in which that thing, that person, that event, how you've interpreted it to you know, what you're thinking about it, and that will interpret how you feel. And then your responses are going to be based 100% on how you feel. And in that moment, there is no clarity, there is no clear thinking, there is no leadership, there's no pause, there's no way of managing the situation, there's no space in that emotional fog. There is no space to just take control or manage yourself, because you're on reaction mode. You're reacting, responding, not taking leadership of who you are. So once you may have calmed down, you might see things differently. Generally we do. But what does calming down mean? What does that mean? It means a lot, you know, it means different things to different people, but it's when that heightened state of emotion has settled and you can see past that. The lens through which you're viewing the issue or the problem or the person isn't through the lens of hurt, isn't through the lens of emotion or feeling for you. When that drops, when that has calmed down, you're in a better position to really assess what's going on. But it's you that has calmed down. It's not the thing, it's not the person. They're just doing what they're doing. They've done what they've done, you know, they're behaving the way they're behaving. That's not within your control. You will only calm down. You know, people can tell you to calm down all the time. It could say, you know, calm down. Have you ever tried to calm a child down when they're in the midst of a full-blown, you know, thought storm? I don't like the word naughty, so I'm going to use, I don't even like the word tantrum, to be fair. But if someone is having a bit of paddy, you can say calm down to them till you're blue in the face. It's not going to work. They will calm down when it comes to their mind to calm down, when they decide. So when you have decided, or when you have cleared, when that emotion isn't as, you know, raging in you, that's when you'll be able to see things a bit differently. But what if you could get to that stage quicker? Not saying that, you know, people won't upset you or hurt you, but to be able to manage yourself in a way that you can lead the situation, you can manage the situation, you can manage your experience in that way, and have that clarity of thinking, have that calming down, have that, you know, dumping of the emotional state, the heightened emotional state, a lot quicker, so that you're not in that misery of, how could you do this to me? Why did you do that? What have I ever done to you? You know, and in that place, there isn't any compassion, there isn't any kindness, there isn't any understanding. If it's for our children, you know, it's whilst we're having a paddy, you know, and thinking about all the different ways in which this is really not on, how could they have done that to us? They're going through an emotion, they're going through an experience. So it's almost like they're waiting for us to, you know, stop having a paddy, for the you know, the connection, for the parenting, for that part of the relationship to take effect. Just like if you're having an argument with a spouse, or with a sibling, or with, you know, with a friend, all the while we're trying to make sense, you know, we're having that internal paddy, you know, thinking about all the different ways in which this affects us, it makes us feel, they're, you know, going through what they're going through, but they're waiting. They're waiting, or, you know, but it doesn't stop. They're not on pause whilst we're having a paddy. So if you would like a way of being able to help diffuse and release and just take that pause so that you're not full pelt into that whole just emotional and heightened emotional state where there is just more and more hurt and anger and frustration and upset and a load of questions that you're not going to find the answers to, especially not in that state. And for you to be able to manage yourself, because it's when you can do that for yourself, no one else can do that for you. You know, they can say whatever it is they want to say, but until you decide, until it makes sense to you to calm down, you know, to be able to relax, to be able to see, you know, just to be able to take a chill pill, whatever, you know, that used to wind me up. You know, take a chill pill, all right, you know, telling someone to calm down, sometimes it has the opposite effect. But if you would like a way of being able to do that for yourself, because this is, we can't control the actions of others, we can't control what other people do, say, think, behave, we can't do that. But what we have an effect on, and what we can intentionally and really have a very deliberate and purposeful and actually an a responsibility to, is to be able to manage ourselves, lead ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that we are, there's various different hadiths and ayahs in the Quran about leadership, about taking charge. And it's not just, I mean, I think there's a hadith about every person is a shepherd to their flock. Well, a shepherd, you know, guides, leads, doesn't coerce, doesn't trick, doesn't, you know, doesn't beat, doesn't, you know, a shepherd is gentle. And, you know, it's like, how do you get a whole load of sheep? I feel like sometimes when I'm walking down the street with my four, it feels like herding sheep. It feels like, you know, trying to keep control of them when there's so many of them. When you've got more children than hands, it does feel very much like herding sheep in my eyes. But they're my flock. So if I'm, you know, trying to help them go along the right path, literally, spiritually, and, you know, mentally, emotionally, then I have to be the one that is leading that. And I will get more out of the other person. I will get more out of my children, more out of my husband, more out of my siblings, my friends, more out of my community. Just like you will get more out of the people around you, with connection, with understanding, with kindness, with compassion, with compromise, with listening, with truly being there to, you know, work it all out in the best way. Not through harshness, not through telling them off, not through having a paddy. Won't work. I mean, you can try it. If you can do that and it works out for you, then I'd love to know what your secret is, because generally when we are in that heightened state of emotion, there is no, you know, everyone's not singing from the same nasheed sheet. It's just, it's carnage. So if you would like a way of being able to help yourself first, so that you are primed not to go on the attack, not to respond in a way that doesn't serve you. You're actually priming yourself, preparing yourself, working on yourself, managing, leading yourself in a way that you can go forward from a place of clarity, a place of measure, a place of reason, a place of, you know, yes, we all get angry, we all get upset, we all, you know, throw a paddy, throw our toys out the pram. But for some, it takes a lot longer to calm down. It takes a lot longer because we have this thought storm raging, and we take everything around us to mean something personal about us. Someone else's behaviour, someone else's words, someone else's, you know, what we think the other person is thinking. Almost like they're thinking it directly to offend us, to be up, you know, to hurt us. So if if you would like a way that really helps you, understand how you work, understand how, you know, what's going on up here and in here, and help you prime yourself, manage yourself, lead yourself, work on yourself, do that thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to us. He won't change the condition of the people until we change what's within us, that which is within ourselves. He tells us also that he is as his servant thinks of him. Well, this world, everything that we do, you know, the way that we experience other people, the way that we experience life, it's what we perceive of it. It's what we think of it. It's how we're making sense of things. It's what we, you know, calculate, reason. And we're the ones that are doing that. No one else is calculating and reasoning for us and then, you know, giving us what to say, giving us what to think. We're doing that for ourselves. And if we can do that in a way that serves us, in a way that we can get the best out of those interactions with those people around us, because people inherently, you know, we like other people. We want to be around them. Inherently, we want to connect. Inherently, we want that, you know, we weren't born, you know, on separate islands. There aren't 8 billion separate little pods. We're not in some matrix. We were, you know, we were put here to know one another, to engage with each other, to learn from each other, to teach each other, to just, you know, just be with one another. And if you can be with the people that you love, the people that you hold in high esteem, the people that you respect, the people that you choose to be with, in a way that serves you, in a way that you can optimize those relationships, that you can get the best out of them and you can give the best to them, why wouldn't you? So I'll ask you, what do you do if you can't get over someone else messing up? Where do you go from there? And would you like to know or to explore a way that, you know, through the understanding of who we are as described by the one who created us? You know, the Quran is a shifa for everyone, and the Quran is like our manufacturer's manual. It tells us exactly how we work. There's troubleshooting guides and everything in there. You know, if things are going wrong, then there's, you know, the answer is there. So the one who created us gave us all the solutions for how we can, you know, sort things out, sort those issues out, sort those problems out. And if you know, if in your life you get really, 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 like you can't get over things, or you feel that you can't get over things quickly, like it's almost like the to prove how much someone has hurt you, your reaction or your response to them has to be almost either in kind or like the same, or it has to be like, you can't just, you know, calm down straight away. You've almost got to make them work for it, because otherwise, you know, how will they know that they have hurt you so much? But what if you didn't need to do that? What if you weren't hurt so much in the first place? What if you were able to lead and manage your emotions, manage yourself in a way that you could see the other person's behaviour as meaning nothing about you, and give it back to them, so that then you can see, like when I talk to the parents in my client groups, when we can see, like for our children, let's just say, if our children are being challenging, you know, they're displaying challenging behaviour, they're doing things that we don't like. If we take it personally, then we make it all about our feelings and how it's affecting us. But if we can see their challenging behaviour as them feeling challenged, then it turns the lens then on how we can help them through that challenge. It doesn't make it personal about us. And it's the same for, you know, other relationships. If someone, significant other, your spouse, sibling, parent, whoever, is acting in a way or behaving in a way that you know, you just can't get over. You can't get past. If you didn't see it as personal to you, how would you deal with the other person? How would you then put into action how you want that relationship to be, with the connection, with the care of the other person, with understanding, with compassion, with kindness? And that's not to say that you are demeaning yourself by doing that. It's not putting you on, you know, like lower than them. It's not them taking it, you know, it's not being taken advantage of. It's actually elevating you in a way that you already have your self-worth, your validation, your, you know, your true self. And that what they're doing cannot demean you, cannot, you know, bring you down. That you're already sort of, you know, you're, mashallah, you know, you are a leader, you are the best of people. And that when you see the behaviours of others that are challenging, that are not nice, that you can see it for what it is and not something about you. How would that make a difference in your life? For the clients that I work with, and for myself, because I went through this process, I went through this transformation, and subhanAllah, it has made a world of difference. It has made the biggest difference in all my relationships. So if you'd like to know how it could make, what difference it could make in yours, then you know where I am. You can DM me or email me at connect@farahhaliby.com. Search me on social media, Farah Haliby, Transformational Life Coach, and inshallah, I look forward to hearing from you. And as always, I pray that you are safe, well, happy and healthy. This live has gone on a lot longer than I meant it to, but for any of you who know me, you know I like a bit of a chinwag, but I pray inshallah that this has been beneficial for you, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. But for now, take care. Assalamu alaikum.